down in Dallas. Every time Jerry Jones speaks, there's the same narrative with different wording. Mm-hmm. Jason Garrett is long gone. They still have a chance to make the playoffs and host a home playoff game. And the conversation, not a once for the last 3 weeks, has been, yeah, our coach is safe. Instead, it's the complete opposite. We got this lame duck coach right now who has literally no power, and all the players know it. This guy's gone as soon as the season is over, unless we win a Super Bowl for this guy, which doesn't seem like they want to do. They got the Rams this weekend. That's going to be a tough one. But for me, Jerry Jones speaks, and he says, I can say without doubt that is not correct. That his son did not meet with Urban Meyer. But he didn't say that he wouldn't be against it. He said, I'm not saying that I'm against it. Hey, I'm saying it didn't happen yet. Your guys' stories are a little bit conflicted. I can say with 100% certainty that the Salvation Army does a lot of good. I can say with 100% certainty that whenever I built this stadium from my own pocket, I'm allowed to do whatever the hell I want to do. I can say with 100% certainty that I own 100% of this team, and anybody talking outside of this place, I don't give a damn. And I can say with 100% certainty, we have not met with Urban Meyer yet. Urban Meyer would stink as an NFL coach, by the way. Oh, yeah. He's a dictator, right? He's an authoritarian. Anybody that's played for Urban Meyer says the same things. The same things that are said about Nick Saban, who I can't wait to hear. Him and Bill Belichick had a sit down last night. Nick will break that down. Nick Saban, Rich Rodriguez, Urban Meyer, these types of college coaches, they have success in college because in college you can control every single minute of your player's life. Every decision that they make, every workout that they have, everything that they do, you can control. And by the way, some places need it. Like looking back on it, my West Virginia team was a team that was filled and littered with humans, boys that were not yet men that could make good decisions. So Rich Rodriguez controlled every single aspect of her life. Okay, 6 a.m. you have this lift, then you have this, then you have class, then you have practice, then you have study, then you have dinner, then you go home, Pat, and you go to bed. I guess Urban Meyer's that same way. Nick Saban's that same way. Now, granted, I'm not saying all college coaches are this way. They're not. Pete Carroll was obviously not this way. He has had success going into the NFL from college. But if you look at these authoritarian, Petrino, I believe, whenever he went to the Falcons, Saban when he went to the Dolphins, these guys who are used to controlling people's lives in college, which they have a lot of success in, they can do because the players aren't making more money than they are. That is something that doesn't always transition well into the NFL when you're talking about adults and people who do have high football IQs because they've been around the game for 15, 20 years, just as long as you have. Imagine Urban Meyer telling Vinatieri something in the way that he would talk to an 18-year-old. Now, I'm not saying that Urban Meyer wouldn't be able to adjust his tactics, but it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Urban Meyer does the same thing. He shows up, he takes over, he wins, there's a cheating scandal, he leaves, goes to TV, put that on repeat. I'm not 100% sure that'll work in the NFL. Personalities are very different in the NFL, especially whenever you're talking about millions and millions of dollars. So I think he obviously is going to return to coaching at some point because it's kind of his itch. Football guys need to get back into football, but I don't think the NFL is the right opportunity. And I think Jerry Jones is not against meeting with him, but I think ultimately at the end of the day, Jerry Jones is not going to hire somebody that's a dictator to run a team that he is in charge of.
Right.
That just sounds like a nightmare before it even gets started.
Yeah, because Urban obviously knows X's and O's. He's obviously a good coach, but I think the bag on him is that he's an incredible recruiter, and you don't get that in the NFL, much less in Dallas, where you really don't have control over who's on the field.
Yes, 100%.
And that narrative, I don't know if Jerry's hearing it or not because it's starting to turn on him. I think people are getting tired of talking about Jason Garrett being the problem, and the narrative every show that we watch now is Jerry the problem.
I'll tell you what, I'm the problem. My hands don't get cramps right in chest. You can talk to Troy Aikman, doesn't he have a nice little studio set up here at Jerry World? Yeah, I built that for Troy. You ever heard of Michael Irvin? I made him. How about Emmitt Smith? You know those championships? These Cowboys, America's team, came straight out of my brain. So anybody that says I'm the problem, to hell with it.